Good. Good afternoon, Off the Bench Sports family. We are here at Opelousas Senior High School, home of the Tigers,
The Fight Tigers.
the Fighting Tigers.
Yes, sir.
To my right is a familiar face that some of you may know. He was the defensive coordinator, assistant coach at East Ascension High School last year. This year he got a promotion. Got a promotion. He's now the head coach at Opelousas Senior High School, home of the Fighting Tigers. Please welcome Jimmy Zachary. What's up, Coach?
What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Thank you for inviting me to your house, man. You're doing a good job of cleaning it up. I think I was here last year. See some improvements already.
Thank you. We trying, man. Man.
Hey, it's always a positive, man, when you come into a place and you get a fresh start, and then you get to put your own ideas, thoughts, feelings, and philosophies behind the program. And so that's where you're at in this point in life. As always, with all first-time coaches, head coaches, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and give a bio of yourself. Let the folks know who Jimmy Zachary is.
Hello, everyone. Jimmy Zachary. Graduated from Opelousas High in 2001. I then went on to Grambling State University. Played ball there all 4 years. Started as a freshman. Graduated from Grambling in 06 and then again in 08 with my master's. I then got a CCP job with Farmerville, Louisiana, and I worked there for like 7 years. We won a state championship in 13, and from Farmerville, I went to Dumas, Arkansas. Was the D coordinator there for a year, and then I left there. I went to Bastrop for another year, and then I got the call from Coach Donnell Lee to come on down to EA and be his D coordinator, and I jumped on that, and I was there for 3 years, man, and had a pretty successful run. We didn't get a state championship, but we had a good run, man. We had a real good run.
Man, you have a kind of lengthy background there to say that you only have 12 years removed from college. That's pretty tough. I see you learn something new about coaches when you get to sit down with them. I knew that you had coached in North Louisiana somewhere. I'm familiar with where Farmerville Farmers, now Union Farmers.
Right.
I can't wait to get there. So maybe you can be my plug to get me in the door. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Dumas, Arkansas, what was that like?
Man, it was real country, man, but it was a good, they hadn't won a game in like 10 years. And then the offensive coordinator at Union with me, he got the head coach job there.
Okay.
Max Pennington. And then I went, he asked me to come with him, and I went, because I'm always about expanding and, just growing and seeing some different things. And he asked me to come, and I went with him, man, and I was actually surprised, to be, as country as Dumas is. They had an indoor facility, man, a real big weight room, like a nice locker room, 2 practice field, like their facilities was real nice.
Right.
But they, it's real country. My wife came out there first game, she was like, "Oh no, I can't do this." Yeah, it was bad.
You gonna throw your wife under the bus for you not wanting to stay. Okay, I got you. You heard that right, Mr. Zachary. I'm not gonna let him get away with that. I caught that just in time. Go from Zachary to the Bastrop I knew back in the days growing up in Monroe, Louisiana. They were the homecoming team. By the time you get there, you might have been there with Coach Yanez.
That's who was the head coach. Yep.
Okay.
Marcus Yanez. Yep.
You get to Bastrop. What's that experience like?
Oh man, it was a rude awakening for me. Or as far as you think you know certain things and you've been doing things a certain way. That the biggest saying over there was, "That's not the Bastrop way." So that you had to do things the way they wanted it to be done, you probably was gonna get fired. And that's just, and I happened to find out the hard way. It was real stiff over there, man. Still, but it was a good environment, man.
Straight like that.
Yeah.
Doing the bathroom well, get fired.
It's simple.
Period.
I don't care what you learned in other schools, but this is what we do over here, man.
You know, I wanna go back because that might have been you. You may have been there during the Doug Williams era.
Mm-hmm. Doug Williams, my freshman year, so sophomore year, Doug was a coach and he left and went to Tampa.
Right.
Yeah.
I have family that I have a lot of family that's went to the G.
Yes, sir. Best school in America.
Graham fam, we represent North Louisiana boy. North Louisiana boy, I love Graham fam. My uncle played football. I've told this story 1,000 times. My uncle Rufus Stevens, one of the best split ends under Coach Rob ever, and I'm sticking with that because that's what he was. Played with Trumaine Johnson, like Jake Reed, a lot of great dudes.
Oh yeah, Hall of Fame.
Right. What was your experience like at Grambling? And by the time you get there, how many great stories had you heard about Coach Rob and the work ethic and different things that happened?
Yeah, well, the first story kind of blew my mind. I didn't know Coach Rob coached everything. Like he was by himself. But I didn't know that, man. I didn't know he was the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special team. He did it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't getting but I think like $10,000 a year or something like that. And that blew my mind, you know, and then you hear the stories of how he used to go through with the cowbell waving the ball.
Yeah, I've heard all those
stories.
Yeah,
man. So, you know, you get a sense of like, wow, like, I think I'm doing something. This man was doing a whole college team by himself, you know.
Hey,
man, that's
wild.
wild.
And not only did a whole college team by itself, he did it spectacularly.
Oh, yeah, Cole. And wasn't big.
And guess what? I don't know if he ever slept in the 40 years he was at Grambling.
Man, he probably didn't, man, because of the stories you get, man. And then it was a tradition for us when I actually started playing. I was on the team. Every Friday, we'll walk from the field house or from the complex to his house, and we'll sit down with him and talk and sing the fight song, the grounded song, who grounded with him and everything. So it was a real thick tradition, bro.
That probably just did his heart.
Oh yeah, man. Because you know he was on the tail end.
Oh yeah, but he was, you know, again, my uncle played there in the early '80s. The heritage that stands out if you played football for Grambling State University and Coach Rob, like the things that you learned, those men are still using those things today.
And there's a lot of stuff I learned, you know, I'm still using to this day, man. I think Grambling prepared me for everything, you know, because I feel like if you can make it out of Grambling, you can make it anywhere, man.
Right. I have this guy's probably one of my best friends right now. He's some years younger than me, but I love him like the little brother that I treat him as. He's a Grambling Knight as well. Chad Wilson. He said that he would not be the man he is today without Grambling.
I'm telling you, man, Grambling is the real deal. So all you future guys that want to go to college or girls, go to the G, baby. Recruit for my school too.
So you get the wake up, the rude awakening at Bastrop. Then you get the call from Coach Lee. I don't even have to say nothing about Coach Lee. You know where he and I. That's my guy.
My guy.
If you can't play or coach under Coach Darnell Lee, then you can't play or coach. Period.
You trash. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to say that.
Hey, some things are said without being said. He's one of the most humble, nicest guys. He's not afraid. He's not the type of coach that not afraid to let you learn.
Right. I'm gonna tell you this. He probably one of the, if not the smartest coaches I've been around. Like he X's and O's. Like I learned a lot under Lee, man. Like just a lot. We get on the board, and we just go through all kind of stuff, man. And that's what I liked about Lee the most, cause he Leah, man, he'll first thing in the morning before he even go in his office, he'll just get the marker and just get on the board and we'll just start just talking about football, man. And you know, but that was every day though. Like he did this every day. That wasn't. Or if a college recruiter come in there, he'll get them on the board, man. Like, hey man, hey, let's talk some ball. Like, and they'll talk ball, but he loved talking ball, man. But again, you know, he probably one of the smartest I've been around.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and it kind of, you know, how he has had to learn and become a coach. It kind of reminds me of Coach Rob, to the fact that where once he left McNeese and he started playing ball on his own, and then once he became, you know, a pro coach, you know, he had to learn how to teach coaches how to coach.
Right.
And that's, you know, me having countless conversations with him, that's how he approaches every year at East Ascension High School. If it's something that he sees within a coach that isn't what he thinks it should be, he's coaching the coach on how to be a better coach.
Right.
And that is phenomenal in my opinion. What did 3 years defensive coordinator, what do you get from EA?
Man, it's so much, man. The experience alone, like, blew my mind. I'm gonna tell you the first game, really. Like, I done coached in some games, nice crowd and everything. But that first year when I coached in that Santa Mar game, Lord.
At the pit, right?
Oh yeah, that was the first game.
I remember that.
Oh, bro.
I remember that.
Man,
they beat us like 70-something.
Oh no. It was a good
game. It was
game.
bad.
Not you.
That first year.
Nah, we blew out. Not my first year.
That was 20. What was that? 20.
My first year was 17.
17.
Yeah, they got that. That you talking about the last year when whatchamacallit them was before they grabbed Big Baby Tree them.
Yeah, bro. It was. I know it was 16 or 17.
Yeah, my first year, I think they beat it by 7.
That was the year of the flood, so it was 16. Yeah. And they got those new orange jerseys.
Yeah, that was the year before I got there.
That the Saints purchased for them, and they came out and bruh, I don't think Coach O punted the ball one time that game. Like, he went for every fourth down, every trick play he knew. He put it out there, man. That was an ugly game.
Man, that atmosphere, bro. I was like, man, I was like a deer in headlights. I walked out like, dang. And, you know, Khalil, like I told you, man, like the atmosphere. I was like, oh yeah. You know, I got excited, but I was like, just to see it, I was like, wow.
You know, if you guys have never experienced being at a game at the pit, St. Amant High School, it's like bumper to bumper traffic.
Oh man!
Like it is not. When East Ascension voted the number one rivalry in the state, and it's probably way up there in the country as the number one rivalry game. That game is the energy alone, just from the fans. You don't need a pep talk.
No, cool.
You don't need anything but to put the ball on the field.
Let's go.
And snap the ball, and you got good football. It's just that good. And I've played in the Washita, Neville, Washita, Ruston.
Man, I done been some rivalries. Nothing
you know,
like this, man.
Yeah, that game is phenomenal.
Man, I'm telling you. And then you remember the next year when we had it at home.
Yeah,
they had the
that was the Lil Runner got those. Three interceptions that game.
Yeah, we had it at home. The boys Burnside that got blocked off, and you know, so it was a good atmosphere. That's a great atmosphere to play in, bro. An experience for them kids, man.
Right.
I call it the Baby Bayou Classic, me.
Them dudes in North Louisiana are not gonna like that when they hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know, they have the Baby Bayou Classic down there in Northeast Louisiana.
There ain't nothing like this here, man.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like EA Santa Mar. I'm sorry, bro. There's the whole week of events, just everything that ties into the game. Like, I don't think nobody else doing it like that, bro.
Right.
Nah.
So let's talk about this past season at EA a little bit, man. You guys come back with a phenomenal squad. Uh, you add a couple of pieces. What was the season like for you as far as optics goes? What were you seeing in terms of what you guys were going to be able to accomplish defensively?
I thought we was gonna be good on defense, but I knew we was gonna struggle because we was young. Especially the first game. Carter goes out.
Right.
That's a veteran. Dejon Jones go out. Blake
Right.
Thompson goes out. So we going into Harden. I think it's Harden
Yeah.
with backups everywhere. We got,
Right.
we already young. Again,
Backup and first year players.
yes, so you already you expect don't get me wrong, you coach them up to be successful, but again you can't take experience away.
Right.
You can't not account for the experience of them kids, man, and stepping into a starting role in a hostile environment.
Right.
So again, I knew we was gonna struggle, but I knew once we got it together, we was gonna be real good.
Week one, you guys get a very good win against Zachary. Week two, like you said, you travel to Halton. That game, I think EA was on paper probably the better team. You guys get a really heartbreaking, tough loss there, and I'll give Halton this, and this is probably the first time I've seen this, where they had guys the size of kids that could have been skilled players playing on the offensive line, and they were blocking their butts off.
Mm-hmm. It was fast.
Right. Week three, you guys got a tough game, and then week four, y'all get the coup de grace. Is that what it is? Like the creme de la creme. Warren Easton, you guys pull out a victory there. And my, me looking on the outside looking in, those 4 games really summed up the season because it told a lot about you guys' character. Where were you at as a coach in week 4, the end of week 4?
In the week 4, I actually told Coach Lee, man, I think we could make a run at this thing. We done knocked off Zachary. We laid an egg in Halton. We should have beat Halton. Northwest, but we bust them up, and then we come back and have a hard-fought game against Warren Easton. Warren Easton a pretty good team.
Not a pretty good team,
Yeah,
a damn good team.
Yeah, they went to state that year too.
Right.
So I'm looking like, man, the sky's the limit. Like we really could make a run at this thing. We only gonna get healthier, because I think Carter had it was some type of injury to his thigh that held him out.
Right.
So Carter didn't come back until like week 7 or something like that. So but they gave a chance for Riante to grow up.
Right.
And
he grew up.
Oh yeah, he grew up big time.
You're hearing it here first. Riante Jones, East Ascension Spartans, is probably going to be the defensive player of the year, not only in 5.5A, but in the state. He's that good.
Oh yeah, he's really good, man. And that kid there, bro, man, I just like everything about that kid, bro. I can't say enough about Riante, man. Cause I'm pretty tough on him. I get on him pretty good. And,
well, don't go there yet. We got a segment for that.
Oh,
we got a segment for that. Don't worry about that.
But yeah, so looking at that, I was like, man, we really could make a run at it, man, and that's how I felt, bro. Every year, I felt like we should have made a run.
And again, we're not gonna. This is the past, but we're getting the build up to something.
I got you.
And so again, in my opinion, the first 4 weeks of the 2019-2020 season summed up EA's season. Tough, integrity, character team. Their one flaw was, though, that they didn't in certain parts of the game, they didn't commit to being a 4-quarter team. If they knew that the game was on lock, some games they would
Catalog.
mail the rest of the game in.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think is what ultimately what was their demise. I had East Ascension winning state in 5A in football and basketball. Came up short on both ends, but it's a lot to that in and out process,
Right.
and that means saying some stuff that you probably don't want to say out loud. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So you get to a point in the season where you get everybody back. Playoffs come, you get a nice first round win.
Great first round. The Turbo was pretty.
They were good.
Man,
They were good.
man, them dudes was good and fast.
And so then that second week, I think you had to go back to familiar territory,
Yeah.
but yet uncharted waters
Right.
because you hadn't got past the second round. For the third year in a row, you guys get put out by Ruston. 18, you got
No set. In the year before we lost in the quarters
yeah.
to John Eric.
Okay, right. My bad. But yeah, the year before that, y'all went traveled to Ruston.
Oh, you talking about that was the year before I got there. They beat Ruston 34 or 36 to 17 or something like that.
You guys, Ruston is probably going to be y'all state championship game. When you guys can well, not you guys anymore, my bad, coach. When EA can get past that Ruston stumbling block, they're going to end up being pretty PDG.
Yeah, Ruston I thought out physical. Like they stuck with what we knew what they was gonna do. They like to run power.
Right.
We knew it coming in, and that's why I played. He left daggone 10 in the box. But again, you gotta kind of what you was talking about, consistent all the way through the game.
Right.
You can't miss tackles, and when you got the man in your sights all wrapped up, and then he break it for an 80-yard touchdown, which should have been a 5-yard loss.
Right.
So. And I thought Ruston just was confident enough to stick with their run game, and they did, and they broke a few, and we never capitalized on the time we could have got them off the field, and we lost 14.
So, process of 3 really solid years at East Ascension. What did you learn from being a defensive coordinator there?
The main thing, I had an issue with my, I don't mind saying it, I had an issue with my tongue, with my language.
Okay.
Say that. And Lee used to tell me all the time, man, he said, man, when you calm and you calm, bro, you one of the best in the game, man. You just gotta stay calm, but he figured out. He thought I was like when I do use foul language. He thought I was degrading the kids at first, and then he figured out like, oh, you're not really degrading. That's just a way you talk to them, but they respond to that.
Expressive demeanor.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, and they respond to that. And when he saw that, he kind of tailed it back. But I learned to channel my anger when the kids mess up, because they are kids and they're gonna mess up.
That's right.
And I learned that, man. That was one of the biggest things biggest hurdles I had to get over right there. I also learned how to more preparedness. I think more organized. I wasn't as organized like I was before I got to EA. Like when I got to EA, Lee put me on the little scripts that's on PowerPoints, and it just got to be a certain way at EA. And if I had to say it, wrap it up in a summary, it got to be a certain way at EA. You got to be organized. You got to have your stuff planned out.
So let me stop you. Okay. So you learned in Bastrop that it's the Bastrop way, and that got you certain. That brought certain wins to the board.
Right.
Then you got to EA, you learned organizational skills, but you also learned that you had to, EA is EA football has not been slouches.
No.
over the last 30 years. They've had a lot of key, really good players to come through East Ascension High School. They got the most decorated LSU Fighting Tiger to ever play. He's an East Ascension grad. So EA hasn't been slouches. You got Sean Nelson from East Ascension, who's also went to the league.
EA is one of a kind, man.
It's definitely different.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely different.
It's one of a kind, man.
But we're done with EA right now. Today is August 17th, 2020. Jimmy Zachary is the head football coach at Opelousas Senior High School. All of your experience, every single inch of the experiences that you've learned from being an assistant, how do you put that in a we're in Louisiana, right?
Right.
So if we're in Louisiana, we got to make one or two things. We got to make a gumbo, or we got to make an A2 fake.
We'll make a gumbo.
All right, how you make your gumbo?
Well, I'm gonna add the flavor. What I'm bringing from Union is the discipline and the structure of everything.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna add that in there. Flavor I'm bringing from Dumas is just the rebuild aspect of everything. You know, as far as going in, teaching the kids the culture and how to win.
Right.
Flavor I'm bringing from Bastrop is you can do it my way.
Okay.
I'm talking from coaches on down. You know,
and that's understandable.
Yeah, you're gonna do it my way, and because at the end of the day, it all falls on me. So you're gonna do it my way. And the thing I'm bringing from EA, I'm gonna add the knowledge of the game, the structure of everything. You know, even that, you know, I'm an administrator now for the AD, so the administrative side of things, you know, and like I said, I can't thank Lee enough because he threw me in a lot of things, man, and I didn't want to do it. But I think Lee saw it. Lee will see something down the road.
Oh,
man.
yeah. He definitely had foresight.
Yeah. So he threw me in a lot of little different heads just to get me ready, you know, and for this position, bro. And like I said, even for the administration side, man, I done called back down there to talk to Miss Tracy about different ways where he ran the books and how to, you know, the programs and stuff like that. So I'm pretty going to take that format and use it here because, you know, it works for EA. And hell, these schools 2 times bigger than this one, right? You know, for numbers wise, you know, right. And so if they running so efficient like that, why not pull from if I got that resource right at my fingertips, you know? So again, EA has got me ready for the structure, the organization, and how things are done because a lot of things, and I'm gonna put it out there, a lot of things that was done here, you'd have got fired at EA.
I can't, you know, again, I can't speak on any of that because I don't know the inner workings of Opelousas Senior. But I've been at EA some days, and so I do know. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 different head coaches at EA over my time in Gonzales, Louisiana. And so I know a little bit about EA. You get fired for certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Or Mrs. McCorkle is going to be calling you in there to have an intense conversation.
Oh yeah. So they believe in the paperwork, the paper trail, and you know you better have your ducks in a row. And far as you know, even if you leaving off campus or going to event, you gotta have it on the school calendar. Like all that's big. Like that was blowing me because I never saw that before. Right. You know, so when I was the head to lead through me in the head track coach position. Right. And I was like, all right, we scheduled a track meeting. Like, hey man, you put that on the school calendar. I'm like, huh? Yeah, man, you gotta put that on the school calendar, man. Oh yeah, you gotta, man. It's just the way they operated, man, and the way they operate, you know, and that's why. You know, their motto is excellence always, you know.
That's right.
And they thrive off of that. And you know, and I never thought I'd be like
I'm laughing at you so hard inside because I heard Union, you know, coordinator, Dumas coordinator, Bastrop coordinator, East Ascension offensive head coach in training.
Leave it through out there, man.
Head coach in training.
He threw me out there, man. That's it, bro. And I know what he did it for, just getting me used to for logging in the let's just say putting kids in and just getting me that training for as knowing what to do as a head coach, you know. So, cause I ain't met Coach Jay and Dante ran everything. I just handled the paperwork. To be honest, you know, I just handled the paperwork and everything. But Coach Courtney and Coach Dante, they handled everything before, you know, training the kids and everything. I just was moral support and discipline.
So you know, again, I want to say Opelousas Senior High School as many times as possible to get that to ring in to you that you're the head coach here at Opelousas Senior High. Everything falls on your shoulder when if the you guys don't play here at your home stadium, or at least you didn't last year.
No, we never did.
And so, is it important for you to get games here back, to start playing games here at Opelousas High? That way you guys can collect all the revenue. Revenue is one thing that you guys are a little short of.
Right.
How do you get to that point?
Well, I think the first thing we have to put a plan in place, which we are doing. There's something me and my principal, Mr. Julian, man, shout out to him, bro. He's been backing me 100% since I got the job. But we talked in depth about that, for us putting a plan in place to restore the track, and we want to play all our home games right here in the back, in our backyard, you know.
Right.
So we paying like the city like $1,000 every time we play over there.
Right.
You know, so I mean we got it. I mean you saw in the back we got everything we need.
Oh yeah, I've been here again.
So,
This isn't my first time here at Opelousas Senior High. I was, you know, with the exception of the press box.
Right.
It looks like a workable stadium.
Yeah, we got to put some money in it and just raise some funds and they got grants out there and all, you know, they got stuff, ways to do it, man. I just think we just have to have a plan in place and move forward on it.
Right. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm probably out of place in doing it, but I'm out of place in a lot of stuff I do. Hey, councilmen, council ladies in the Opelousas area, take care of your flagship school, man.
Facts.
Period.
Big facts.
Take care of your flagship school. They should not have to spend $5,000 a football season playing home games, paying to somebody else. That money could be going into the school. $5,000 can buy a lot of football gear.
Yes, sir. Football equipment, gear. Yeah, they could go a long ways.
What was your thoughts and philosophies on putting a coaching staff together once you were named head coach?
Honestly, I wanted the head coach. As the head coach, I wanted my coaches to have my same ideas and outlook on the approach of football. You know, first of all, you want you to care about your kids, man. I want you to take your job serious because I take my job serious. I studied, I learned. I'm trying to find innovative ways to teach the kids, and most importantly, I want it to be simple for the kids but complex for the opposing team. So if my offense is running multiple sets, the kids, the terminology and knowing the plays is going to be simple for them, but it's going to be complex for the defense, the opposing team defense.
Right.
And that's the way I've been coaching defense and I've been doing it. It's simple for us, but if you look trying to game plan it on film, it looks complex. But for the kids, it's maybe like one word telling everybody what to do, or whatever the case may be. And
don't tell your trade secrets.
Oh, it's all good, man. You still gotta stop.
So in the process of this, you've primarily been a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. Do you stick with defense, or do you go to offense, or did you get an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, and you're overseer?
Well, I'm the defensive coordinator right now. Coach Darte is out there. He's the offensive coordinator. Coach Kadar in the other room. He's the defensive line coach. Coach Edwards is the running backs coach. Coach James Bush is a receivers coach, and Coach Chris Rito, O-line, and then I have Daniel Francis. He's the DB coach. So once I get, and then Coach Davis help out with the linebackers. So once I get Davis trained up, he'll take over the defense, and then I'll step back and kind of bounce back and forth.
You've been a hands-on coach in the 3 years I've known you. How are you gonna be able to handle listening to someone else call the defensive plays, listening to someone else call the offensive plays, and sitting back and just watching? And again, at the end of the day, I think you learn from a guy that you couldn't have learned greater from on how to do that, but how do you do it?
Well, I think first of all, it comes with trust, man. I believe this. If I don't trust you, I'll just do it myself. That's just how I am. And if I'm turning this over to you, I trust that you can handle your business. Because once we get on the board and review what we're gonna be doing for that week or that game, and I'm okay with it, because that now's the time for us to hash this out. Like, okay, man, I have a problem. How you gonna defend this? Or whatever the case may be, we'll hash that out on the board. So when the kids come, there's no confusion.
Right.
And I'm hands off now. I'm always have suggestions on what we can do or how we can do something different. But again, like Lee said, go. You gotta let them grow. I'm gonna sit back and let you go. I'm gonna suggest something to you. You can take it, or you can just say, okay, coach, I got this in my back pocket as an adjustment, and I'm gonna do this though. But it's my job to let you grow as a coach, man.
I said we were through with EA. I may have made a oopsie. Yeah, oopsie, man. Boo boo. In your terms, I effed up.
Yeah.
So it was some things that you did while being the defensive coordinator at 5A East Ascension that when you looked on the surface live in living color, it appeared to be the right thing to do. After going back and watching film, I could have done this, or this was an option, this was an option. How do you take those experiences and not only use them for you to be a better head coach, but to catapult your assistants and your associate head coach into being better coaches?
I think, and that's something I've been doing since I've been here when we have coaches meeting, man. I tell them about those experiences, you know, and telling them, you know, you only learn by experience. Because, I think every good coach can always say you could have did something better. You know, if you're not, you content. But to me, I always talk to them about that, man. If I could have did this, or man, I watch film, I could have, and I always tell them, if you feel like you want, because my biggest thing was I was scared to do something because of the kids wasn't gonna grasp it.
Right.
Like changing something on the fly like that. I'm big on. I don't want my kids confused. And instead of trusting that my kids are smart enough to grasp it.
Right.
You know, they smart. Yeah, they smart enough to do this.
And adaptive enough
you know what I'm
to
saying?
handle it.
And I think that was one of my biggest problems, you know, far as when I, you know, my last, especially last, like I was like, oh Lord, we got these young dudes in here. I'm scared to change anything because of with the way it is in practice. Cause that's how I do it. I judge them on practice. I just try to throw something at them on the fly in practice and see how you handle it.
Right.
And that let me know if I can adjust in the game, like on the fly.
Right.
And if you can't do it in practice, I'm not even messing with it. To be honest with you.
Man, I'm sitting here, and it's 4th and goal. You're on the 2-yard line. Now let's make it really interesting. You're on the 25-yard line.
They going in. Oh.
You have a kicker in Tyler Thibodeau.
Okay.
And you have a running back that looks to be exceptionally swift.
Yeah, he's big too.
Make a decision, man.
It's 4th and goal. You said it's 4th down.
4th down. You change it from 4th and goal to 4th and 25.
4th and 25?
That means it's a 38-yard field goal attempt.
I know. Oh, I gotta kick the field goal. 4th down to 25.
He's missed 3 already in the game,
I gotta
coach.
kick the field goal. Sorry. My odds of making that field goal and converting the 4th and 25 is way greater. You say 4th and 25 yards to go. What's the down the distance? Is it 4th and 25, 4th and 5?
Hey, no, it's we're gonna go 4th and 2.
4th and 2.
4th and 2 from the 25.
Oh yeah, 4th and 2. I'm going for it. Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about 4th and
No,
25.
remember when we changed the scenario.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
I'm going
it's
for
a
it.
decision that Jimmy Zachary has to
I'm
make.
going for it.
He has to make the best decision for his
going for it.
Fighting Tigers that he can make.
I'm going for it.
No,
Going for it.
Tyler Thibodeau, coach, is waiting.
But
He's
just
tapping
said-
you on your shoulder.
You just said he missed 3.
But he might make the next one.
I think Ty Davis give me 2 yards. That's how I feel.
All right, Ty, don't get you 2 yards. Same situation comes up again. You're at the 18. You're inside the red zone. Tyler Thibodeau is tapping you on the shoulder again, coach. Coach, I can get this when I feel it in my bones. This field goal attempt is going to get you your first win of the season.
And he done missed 3.
He don't miss 3.
I'm giving it to Ty Davis. Again. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
There you have it.
I'm going for the gusto.
He's a defensive guy, so I can't really ask him a lot about offensive philosophies. He's only coached defense. But he's become a specialist. He's learned from some really great dudes. I've had several in-depth conversations with Marcus Yanis. Really outstanding man. He's a head football coach at Richwood High School, home of the Rams. Y'all know I love all things Northeast Louisiana. Guy that I'm really fond of and that I also think the world of. He cut his teeth, as they say, under head coach Darnell Lee, East Ascension High School. This is Jimmy Zachary, head coach, Opelousas Senior High. Parting shout-outs, coach.
Oh, man, I just want to shout out EA, man. I love y'all, bro. Thank y'all for the wonderful experience, man, and the growth. Because, again, you don't realize how good you had something or how good something was until you remove yourself from that situation and you come into another situation. So from the administration on down to Lee and everybody else, man, good luck to y'all, and I wish y'all nothing but the best, especially my boys out there on that gridiron, man. And that's it, man.
No doubt. Shout out to Opelousas Senior High, Principal Julian, the rest of the administrative staff, athletic director Jimmy Zachary, his coaching staff, Coach Wright, boys and girls basketball. I know pretty much the entire crew here at Opelousas High. I have a even greater relationship with Opelousas Senior High now that Coach Zach is here. I think he already knows it, but I'm going to say it anyway. If it's anything that Off the Bench Sports Network can do for Opelousas High, we're a phone call away.
I sure appreciate it, man.
It's been an honor sitting here chatting it up with you. I learned some stuff that I didn't know. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm no one way.
Right.
I'm full steam ahead. I have a greater found respect for you now, because at the end of the day, it takes all kinds of ingredients to make a great gumbo. I'm more of an etouffee guy.
Yeah.
Etouffee. I'm an etouffee guy, not a gumbo guy.
I thought you liked that jambalaya, man.
Nah, man, I don't care for jumbo. Hey, Swamp Water Boy. Hey, look, Swamp Water Boys Catering got some fire jambalaya, and I hate jambalaya. So y'all hit up Swamp Water Boys Catering. I had to throw that in there, man.
Oh, bro.
But hey,
my boy,
say,
man, Johnson, baby, what's that?
Look, I'm a fat dude, so watch this, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this little quick story. We gonna go, but you gotta go somewhere.
Lee, get your boy.
You gotta go somewhere where they serve etouffee, and so what they first do is they put a nice piece of fish on the plate, then they throw a little
catfish Opelousas.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah. Or they call at the game they call it surf and turf. And they sell it at the baseball game.
I don't care
Hey,
what
yeah.
they call it. It's absolutely phenomenal. And my fat tail can wear it out. And give me some Fanta strawberry. That's it. Remember, get off the bench, get into the game.
Straight out.
Straight up.
The whole percent.